Are you a newbie entrepreneur, solopreneur, side hustler, or small business owner? Do you want to learn how to build, launch, and grow your very own personal freedom success system? Well, congrats, because that's exactly what our podcast teaches. Let's get to it. Congratulations for taking the first step to solving your slow money blues. My name is Doug, retired U.S. Marine and two-time combat veteran turned entrepreneur at yours. Today's episode is episode 608, Changing Seasons. If you have any questions, visit slowmoneyblues.com and click on Ask or submit your questions on IG, Facebook, or Twitter using hashtag slowmoneyblues. Don't forget to write, rate, and review us where all great podcasts are heard. And what are we going to be talking about? 3 ways to identify change or the change. You definitely want to stay tuned in right now. We are officially in a new season. But before we get to the show, I have 2 questions for you. 1, did you do your homework? If you're checking us out live on Facebook or on YouTube, you're doing your homework. So just sit back, relax, take some copious notes today, because I believe that this is going to be one of those episodes that's going to really, really help a lot of people, because sometimes we're just unaware of things that we're unaware of. So as always, let's say our morning mantra. I state your full name. Take 100% responsibility and accountability for my decisions and actions. I refuse to blame others. If I do, I give away all of my power, authority, and promises given to me by G-O-D, God. Wow. Now, you do realize today that on the East Coast, which is where I'm at, in the DMV area, it is cloudy outside and it's drizzly outside. But guess what? The clouds are hanging low, but because the sun is very high, the sun is still shining, and hopefully you can feel some of those warm rays through all of the clouds. If you want to learn more about our amazing sponsors, visit slowmoneyblues/sponsors to learn about linky.com, bignetdomain.com, and fastcashoutlet.com, and so many more. Check that out today. Show them some love, because they are the people that actually help us keep the lights on. This is a question that you definitely want to say yes to. Do you love winning? Getting bonuses, taking challenges, entering contests, and winning giveaways? If that is you, and that's definitely me, visit slowmoneyblues.com/win. We have amazing contests. Our contest will end on September the 29th at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You want to go check them out, because I'm doing some amazing, great giveaways. They're going to continue to get bigger and better. So tell all your friends if they want to win some crypto. If you want to get in the crypto game, you can win some crypto. If you want to win a free video marketing course, you can get that. And it's some other things that you're going to be able to win as well. Awesome sauce. Poll question for the day. Has your season changed? Yes, no, or you never thought about it, or I don't even know. On September 23rd, 2023, which was this last Saturday, as I'm looking at my calendar, we officially enter fall. Now, although fall is global, its effects are different depending on your location in the earth. From the East Coast to the West Coast, the temperatures are typically cooler, the leaves fall, the grass hibernates, and the sunny days are fewer. We start drinking stuff like pumpkin spice tea and pumpkin spice coffee. Yep, the season has changed. Let's get personal. Just like the weather changes, as we move from one season to another, we change. However, if we don't realize and recognize that we are changing, we might get stuck. Boo! Let's talk about 3 ways to identify the change. And the change that I'm particularly talking about, I'm talking about the change in you. You have to look in the mirror and say, is there anything changing in me? Point number 1, do you have the same drive? Last week, we talked about refocusing. This week, we're talking about 3 ways to identify the change, and specifically the change in you. Do you have the same drive? What do I mean by that? So at the beginning of the year, all of us had all types of goals, all types of aspiration. We were super inspired, and we were going to literally go and change the world. But little did we know that life continues to happen and life continues to move forward. And sometimes, because of life's detours, ups, downs, and all arounds, we may not have the same drive, meaning we might not have the same energy. When you're driving, it literally requires energy. It requires power to be able to move a vehicle. It takes power to thrust a rocket ship into outer space. It takes power even to just take one step to move forward. It takes power to get up each and every day and do this thing called life. So do you have the same drive? Now, this is the real deal. Only you can answer that question, but I'm going to give you a little help. Ask people that are in your inner circle. Do not ask people in your outer circle. Do not ask people that are just associates. Ask the people in your inner circle, do I still have the same drive? Remember I shared with you and you were going to be my accountability partner, and I was telling you all these amazing things I was going to do in 2023, and here we are about to be in Q4 of 2023, and some kind of way I have gotten off course. I've lost my drive. I lost my power. If they are really people in your inner circle, they will tell you the truth. And those are the type of people that you want in your life. So point number one, do you have the same drive? Point number two, do you have the same focus? Sitting on my desk right here, each time before I start the show, I take off my speckies. I take them off and I put them to the side because my screen is so big in front of me, I do not need my glasses. Have you ever looked at something and it was out of focus? I am going to share a very personal story. I remember when I was still working for one of the 3 Fortune 500 companies that I worked for as a defense contractor. And I remember I was going into a conference room and we were about to do a presentation. The team and I were about to do a presentation. And I was actually setting up the computer and I was trying to get the presentation in focus. And as I was sitting in the back of the conference room, I was like, man, the words look a little fuzzy. One of my coworkers came in and he was like, I said, man, does this look out of focus to you? He was like, nah, bro, it's in perfect focus. Now, he also wore glasses, but he had his on. I didn't have mine on. I always left them in my desk drawer. And so I went back to my desk, put my glasses on, came back and sat in the same place I was, looked at the screen, and it was crystal clear, meaning that it was in focus. Now, here I was without my glasses, trying to adjust the screen, make it bigger, make it smaller, adjust the fonts. And the only problem was that I simply didn't have my glasses, and that caused the picture to be out of focus. It's the same way when you set your goals and your objectives and your dreams and your aspirations for 2023. You had focus. I mean, you were laser focused. I mean, like no one could take you off focus. You said, look, I have developed a plan. I'm going to execute this plan. I'm going to have my accountability partners. I'm going to have a calendar up here, and I'm going to stay focused until I accomplish this task, this objective, or this goal. Somehow, the season changed. But really, the season changed in you, because what was important to you back at the beginning of 2023 may not still be as important. And when that is the case, I can assure you that your focus, it may not even be out of focus. It's just those things that were important on January 1st, 2023 are no longer important. And I'm talking to myself because the things that I had aspired to do and wanted to do because of some recent events in my life, it's changed my focus. So if that's you, it's okay. And now what is time to reposition yourself so you can refocus yourself so you can get that drive and get back on track. That's point number 3. Do you have the same level of commitment? You do realize point number 1, point number 2, and point number 3 all work in concert with one another. Do you have the same level of commitment? And what is commitment? Commitment is taking a determined stance to accomplish a thing with a specific objective in mind. Do you have the same level of commitment on a scale of 1 to 10? When you start off at the beginning of the year, your commitment to doing this thing that you wanted to do was probably at an all-time high of 10. The meter was like, it was blaring. It was like, woo, woo. It was boom. I was committed. I was telling everybody all these amazing things I was going to do. Man, all of a sudden, and what was important at the beginning of 2023 is no longer as important. So when things are not that important, of course, your commitment level, it dissipates. It's time to do a course correct so that you can get recommitted to maybe this new thing. Oftentimes, I'm a big coffee drinker. I love coffee. I'm a big connoisseur of coffee. In fact, my coffee came last night. I only drink one type of coffee. And thank you to my daughter. Sweetheart, I love you. That's one of the best gifts I've ever received. It is the best coffee in the entire world to me. And the coffee is filtered in such a way that it's refined and you get no bitterness. It's just smooth and it's silky and it's bold and it's flavorful. Why am I sharing this story with you about coffee? Because as it relates to commitment, oftentimes when we start off at the beginning of a new year and we have this drive and we have this focus and we have this commitment to accomplish this thing, it may not be refined. And as you go through the year, what typically happens is sometimes they get a little fuzzy before they get clear. And that's exactly what happened to me. What was important at the beginning of 2023 is not as important. So my drive to accomplish that, my focus to accomplish that, my commitment to accomplish that has dissipated. And I said, well, what really was I trying to accomplish? Now, if you have been rocking with me for any amount of time, now listen, we're over 100 episodes into this thing. I teach people how to build, launch, and grow their own personal freedom success system. And anything that intrudes upon or that impedes upon my ability to be free, to move unencumbered in the earth, I have to eliminate it out of my life. So what was important at the beginning of 2023, it's important, but not as important, because the only thing that's important to me, and as your freedom advisor and evangelist, is freedom. And freedom is winning, and winning is freedom, and success, winning, and freedom are all synonymous. And if that is your focus, well, by golly, you are always going to be able to win no matter what season of life you're in. We talked about three things. One, do you have the same drive? Two, do you have the same focus? And three, do you have the same level of commitment that you had at the beginning of 2023? What are our major takeaways? That is an amazing question. And here is the answer. Learn to flow and flourish no matter the season. Let me just expound upon that just a little bit. You have to really know who you are as a person. And what I have discovered, which is my personal mission statement, is you have to really understand and know your purpose in the earth. If you do not know your purpose in the earth, why you are here and why you exist and who you're supposed to be helping, then when life happens, and just think of life like wind. It moves however it wants to move. You're in control of some things, but you're not in control of everything. And when life happens and you go into these new seasons, if you don't understand and know your purpose, well, guess what? You're going to be going here, there, and everywhere. And you will always be, let's go back up to these things we talked about. You're going to lose your drive. You're going to lose your focus. You're going to lose your commitment because you never knew why you were doing what you were doing from the beginning. Until next time, I want you to continue to build, launch, and grow your very own personal freedom success system. And I won't see you at the top, but guess what? I will see you over the top. Have an amazing day and the rest of your week. Bye.
There are 5 things you can do if you love the show. 1, tell anyone suffering from SMB to tune into the live show each Tuesday from 9:30 to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube and Facebook. 2, follow, like, and share at Slow Money Blues on social media. 3, join our private Facebook group and get access to great resources. 4, subscribe, download, and rate the podcast. And 5, donate so we can keep bringing great content.